Echoes of the howling Inunaki Tunnel. In the heart of Japan's countryside, nestled among mist-covered mountains and whispering forests, lies the infamous Inunaki Tunnel. Tucked away from civilization, this abandoned passageway is shrouded in mystery and dread. Legend has it that long ago, the tunnel was constructed to connect two remote villages. However, tragedy struck during its construction when a series of unexplained accidents claimed the lives of numerous workers. Some say the tunnel was cursed from the start, haunted by vengeful spirits seeking retribution for the desecration of the land. As time passed, tales of eerie occurrences began to spread. Travelers reported hearing phantom footsteps echoing through the dark, feeling an icy chill even on the warmest of days, and witnessing shadowy figures darting through the shadows. But perhaps the most chilling of all was the sound of howling that reverberated through the tunnel at night. Locals whispered of a demonic entity known as the Inunaki, a monstrous, dog-like creature said to roam the depths of the tunnel, preying on unsuspecting wanderers. Despite the warnings, thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts flocked to the tunnel, drawn by the allure of its dark history. Many ventured inside, armed with cameras and recording devices, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. Yet, few dared to venture far beyond the tunnel's entrance. Those who did spoke of overwhelming feelings of dread and despair, as if an unseen force lurked just beyond the reach of their senses. One chilling tale tells of a group of friends who decided to spend the night in the tunnel, determined to uncover its secrets once and for all. As darkness fell and the air grew thick with anticipation, they heard the unmistakable sound of howling echoing through the cavernous depths. Terrified, they huddled together, their hearts pounding in their chests as the howls grew louder and more frenzied. Suddenly, a piercing shriek cut through the night, sending shivers down their spines. In a panic, they fled from the tunnel, never looking back. To this day, they swear they saw glowing eyes watching them from the darkness, and felt the hot breath of the Inunaki on their necks. Whether the tales are true or simply the product of overactive imaginations, one thing remains certain: the Inunaki Tunnel holds its secrets close, guarding them with an eternal silence that echoes with the haunting howls of the past. The Whispering Doll, a tale of haunting hair. In a quaint village nestled amidst the misty mountains of rural Japan, there lived a reclusive artisan named Hikari. Renowned for her exquisite craftsmanship, Hikari was particularly fascinated by traditional dolls, which she meticulously created in her secluded workshop. One day, while exploring an antique market, Hikari stumbled upon a doll unlike any she had ever encountered. Its porcelain complexion was flawless, its delicate features exuding an eerie, lifelike quality. But what truly captivated Hikari was its hair. Instead of the usual synthetic strands, it boasted silky locks of human hair that shimmered in the sunlight. Intrigued by the doll's uncanny beauty, Hikari purchased it and brought it home to her workshop. As she carefully examined the doll, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was something unsettling about it. Yet, she brushed aside her apprehensions, eager to unravel the mystery behind its enigmatic allure. Days turned into weeks and strange occurrences began to unfold within Hikari's workshop. Tools would mysteriously vanish, and whispers seemed to echo through the air when she was alone. But most disturbing of all was the doll's hair. It began to grow at an alarming rate, extending far beyond its original length with each passing day. Fascinated and unnerved in equal measure, Hikari became consumed by her obsession with the doll. She spent countless hours studying its every intricacy, determined to unlock the secrets hidden within its haunting gaze. As the doll's hair continued to grow, so too did Hikari's apprehension. She couldn't shake the feeling that the doll held a dark and malevolent power, one that threatened to consume her entirely. One chilling night, as a raging storm engulfed the village in darkness, Hikari awoke to a bone-chilling sight. The doll stood at the foot of her bed, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light, its once serene expression twisted into a sinister grin. With a sense of impending dread, Hikari watched as the doll's hair began to writhe and twist, snaking its way towards her with malicious intent. In a moment of sheer terror, she realized the horrifying truth: the doll was not just a lifeless creation, but a vessel for a vengeful spirit trapped within its porcelain prison. With a cry of fear, Hikari fled from her workshop, leaving behind the haunted doll and the secrets it held. But even as she sought refuge from the horrors that lurked within, she knew that the whispering doll with its growing human hair would forever haunt her dreams, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of her once idyllic world. The Phantom of the Mask, Kuchisake-ana's curse. In the heart of bustling Tokyo, where neon lights illuminate the streets and whispers of ancient spirits dance on the wind, there exists a legend that chills the bones of those who dare to listen. The tale of Kuchisake-ana, the slit-mouthed woman. Long ago, during a time of great strife and suffering, there lived a woman of unparalleled beauty named Aiko. Admired by all who beheld her flawless visage, she captured the heart of a jealous samurai, who vowed to make her his own. One night, consumed by envy and rage, the samurai confronted Aiko and in a fit of madness, slashed her mouth from ear to ear, leaving her scarred and disfigured. Desperate for vengeance, Aiko's spirit rose from the ashes of her shattered life, twisted by pain and driven by a thirst for retribution. Adorned with a surgical mask to conceal her gruesome wounds, Kuchisake-ana emerged from the shadows, her presence heralded by whispers of dread and despair. She wandered the streets of Tokyo, preying upon unsuspecting victims with her haunting question, "Am I beautiful?" Those who answered yes were met with a chilling revelation as Kuchisake-ana removed her mask, revealing her mutilated mouth, before slashing her victims' mouths in a macabre imitation of her own disfigurement. Those who answered no were spared, left to live with the terror of their encounter. As fear swept through the city like wildfire, tales of Kuchisake-ana spread far and wide, striking fear into the hearts of all who heard them. Parents warned their children to beware the masked woman who prowled the streets at night, while whispers of sightings sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls. Despite efforts to banish her from memory, Kuchisake-ana's legend endured, a cautionary tale of the dangers that lurk in the shadows. To this day, some say her spirit still roams the streets of Tokyo, her phantom footsteps echoing through the night as a grim reminder of the curse that haunts those who dare to gaze upon her disfigured face. The Curse Poem, Echoes of Ancient Wrath. In the heart of Japan, nestled amidst cherry blossom trees and ancient temples, lies a forgotten scroll, its parchment yellowed with age and its ink faded with time. This scroll holds within its delicate folds a poem, a curse whispered by the spirits of the past, waiting to unleash their wrath upon those who dare to disturb their slumber. Long ago, during a time of great turmoil and strife, a revered poet crafted the cursed poem as a means of seeking vengeance against those who wronged him. Fueled by rage and despair, he poured his anguish and resentment onto the parchment, infusing each word with the power to bring ruin upon its reader. For centuries, the cursed poem remained hidden from prying eyes, its existence known only to a select few who dared to delve into the secrets of the supernatural. But as whispers of its power spread across the land, so too did the temptation to uncover its mysteries. One day, a curious scholar stumbled upon the ancient scroll buried deep within the archives of a remote monastery. Ignoring the warnings of the monks who guarded it, he unfurled the delicate parchment and began to recite the words written upon it, oblivious to the danger he was about to unleash. As the scholar spoke the cursed poem aloud, a chill descended upon the monastery, and the air grew heavy with the weight of ancient magic. Shadows danced along the walls, and a sense of unease settled over the once tranquil grounds. Unbeknownst to the scholar, the spirits of the past had been awakened by his unwitting invocation, their wrath unleashed upon the world once more. From that moment on, misfortune followed in the wake of anyone who dared to utter the cursed poem, their lives plagued by tragedy and despair. Despite the warnings of those who had witnessed the curse's power firsthand, there were those who sought to harness its magic for their own nefarious purposes. But as they soon discovered, the cursed poem was not a tool to be wielded lightly. It was a force of nature, bound by the ancient laws of karma and fate. And so, the cursed poem remains a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers that lurk within the shadows of the past. For those who dare to seek its power, beware, for the spirits that dwell within may not be so easily appeased, and the price of their wrath may be more than one can bear. The Legend of Akamanto, the Red Cloak of Death. In the dimly lit corridors of an old Japanese school, whispers of a sinister presence echoed among the students. They spoke in hushed tones of a malevolent spirit known as Akamanto, the Red Cloak, who lurked in the shadows, waiting to claim unsuspecting victims. According to the legend, Akamanto was once a handsome young man who roamed the streets of a nearby town, his striking red cloak drawing admiring gazes from all who beheld him. But beneath his charming facade lay a dark and twisted soul, consumed by jealousy and obsession. One long night, driven mad by unrequited love, Akamanto donned his red cloak and set out to claim his beloved by any means necessary. As the moon cast an eerie glow upon the deserted streets, he approached a lone figure walking home from a late-night study session, a young woman with raven black hair and eyes like midnight. With a voice as smooth as silk, Akamanto whispered to the woman, offering her a choice that would seal her fate. "Red cloak or blue cloak?" he asked, his words dripping with malice. Confused and frightened, the woman hesitated for a moment before tentatively choosing the red cloak. In an instant, Akamanto's cloak enveloped her, suffocating her in its crimson embrace as her screams echoed through the night. From that moment on, Akamanto became a vengeful spirit, condemned to wander the halls of schools and public restrooms, forever seeking out his next victim. His modus operandi remained the same. He would appear to unsuspecting individuals, offering them a choice between a red cloak or a blue cloak. Those who dared to choose the red cloak would meet a grisly fate, their bodies found lifeless and drained of color, while those who chose the blue cloak would vanish without a trace, never to be seen again. Despite the warnings of their peers, some students couldn't resist the temptation to test fate, daring each other to summon Akamanto in the hopes of proving their bravery. But as the disappearances mounted and the whispers grew louder, it became clear that Akamanto was no mere legend. He was a very real and deadly threat. To this day, the legend of Akamanto continues to haunt the nightmares of those who dare to tread the dark corridors of Japanese schools, a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the shadows, waiting to claim their next victim in the guise of a crimson cloak.